¿qué tal? This is more than just task management, and it's Friday, and I have to do my Spanish lesson after I finish recording this. So uh, that's why I switched to Spanish. My name is Angelova, business coach and consultant, and I'm co-host of this daily podcast, More Than Just Task Management, where we help you build a thriving business. And I have Jores Minasvand here with me, my fellow co-host and business consultant. Happy Friday, Jores.
Happy Friday, Anna. Great week we had. Beautiful, great week. And we've covered a lot of beautiful topics. And we're closing the week today with, I think, the most important topic ever. How do we milk our client? No, I mean, I'm joking. How do we raise our prices without losing our customers and without damaging our brand? So um, there is a distinction between whether you're a B2B or a B2C uh, for raising prices. So let's jump in and talk about this and let everybody get back to their Friday.
Yes, definitely B2C, B2B, a little bit of different things there. And you mentioned this on Sunday when we were sharing the topics that with B2B, your clients usually understand that you need to keep up with inflation, rising costs. So it's already, especially when you have contracts that go year after year, it's already implemented in there. Like the increase in the price is already in there in the contract. So it's a bit of a different compared to consumer like B2C, like where you're working directly with consumers. And then of course there are some businesses that are regulated. So ultimately, like you have a ceiling, you can go above certain things. So uh, there are some nuances. One of the things, like when it comes to increasing your prices, like of course, what's going on in the economy matters. And when everything goes up, like all the raw materials go up, the utilities you're paying for go up, like all these kind of things go up, your margins shrink. So unless you increase your prices, ultimately your business can go under. So what's happening in the economy matters. And as a business owner, of course, you pay attention to this with all the financial reports. You have monthly financial reports, which I think we talked about this last week, last Thursday, what monthly financial reports you should have. But one of the things I wanted to mention is thinking about when to raise your prices and also doing it in a way that you don't lose your customers. So of course, one thing is with the economy, like when things are rising, of course, like you do this, and usually what happens is that it's gradual, like it's not like you don't double your prices suddenly, like it's a gradual increase. And a lot of people kind of get used to, like, inflation is normal part. So yes, there might be people who and customers who would complain about it, but majority of people will probably be okay because like it's part of the inflation. The other time where you can raise your prices and actually lose customers in the process, which is okay, is ultimately when you think about supply and demand. When you have too much demand, like let's say, like if you're offering a service, like you have so much demand that your calendar is booked for the next 5 months or 6 months or something like this, and your pipeline is full, and you have people booking for like next year this time or something like this, it might mean that you can actually raise your prices. And again, in this example, you can increase your prices not just by 2% or 3%. You might be able to increase it by 50% or by even like doubling it, because like there's a lot of demand, and ultimately price is a reflection of supply and demand. And when you have that much demand for what you're offering, it might be an indication that your price is too low. So this is where you can look into your prices and bump them up and bump them up again. No, not gradually, but like even double them. And one way to do this without angering your customers too much is ultimately by bundling more value into what you offer, like packaging what you have in a way that the perceived value, and this is one rule of thumb in general, that the perceived value, especially when it comes to services of your service, should be at least 10x of the price that you have. So if you are offering something for $1,000, the perceived value should be at least $10,000. So this is where my thoughts are right now. I think there was another thing that I wanted to mention, but I want to hear what you have to say, Joris, and then I'll chime in.
Very well put. I agree. When it comes to, especially with B2C, especially if you have a consumer product, if demand is high, if you're solving a problem that nobody else does in a very unique way, you can increase it, but again, logically. And usually they say that you should couple your price increase with a new service offering or new value. You call it a value, but it's a new service or feature offering. You can always do that. And even in the corporate world, I do that today. I'm locked in for the next until the end of 2026. I cannot raise my prices. Okay, I renew the current team with new prices. But what I do is now we have a new service offering for a new technology that the customer adopted. Well, there's an extra. That one I have a range of what I can add because it's a new service offering, and that way my revenue will go up. So I can increase my revenue, but not necessarily my prices. Hopefully, maintaining the same gross margin, I can be profitable. It's really tough with corporations and large commercial contracts, but there are ways around it. And yeah, with a lot of corporations, but B2B, a lot of corporations, they're already in business. They understand the effect of the inflation and tariffs and this and that into the price of things. And to a certain degree, they agree for the increase. Try the increase that you want, as long as it's not ridiculous. And then eventually you'll come up with something in the middle. It's all negotiation, right? It's not like negotiating a new contract every year. So it is possible. You have to be careful. You have to do some research so it doesn't hurt your brand and it doesn't alienate your customers. And there will be some customers who will be resistant, who are not reasonable, and those are customers you don't want on long term. That's okay. Let them make their choice, go off to other suppliers, but you cannot. Basically, we're all in the business to make money, right? You cannot run on a deficit. So if you're not making the gross margins, then why do it?
Yeah, and that's why you shouldn't be actually afraid when to raise your prices. You shouldn't be afraid that you might lose some customers. And this is where like, you need to really play with the numbers and see, because like when you play with the numbers, like when you do the calculations, if you increase your prices by 50% and you lose 20% of your customers, for example, like the number of customers goes down to 20%, you might actually still be more profitable and have more revenue than before. So play with your numbers and see what's going on. And again, it's all about the value we deliver, and it's all about perceived value as well. And we know this. We know this because ultimately, when you think about people lining up for iPhones and all those Apple products, functionally, other products are better. Like they have better functionality, they have better features and technology and things like this. But it's all about perception. It's all about the marketing part of it. So the other thing is, when should you raise your prices? It also depends on your marketing. Like when you nail down your marketing in a way that people see the increased value, you have a winning formula for sure. But it's definitely a game that this is one of the things why business is so interesting, right? And a lot of us are afraid of raising prices and thinking that all people are, they'll be angry or something like this. But then your customers sometimes, or a lot of times actually surprise you. When you raise your prices, they were like high time, like for the value you're delivering. Even this is inexpensive. Even this is cheap. Others charge like twice or three times more than what you do now. So when it comes like again when like, to the question of when you should raise your prices based on the economy, what's going on with the economy, and increasing prices around you, based on the demand you have, like what kind of value you're delivering, the demand you have, the reviews you're getting from your people. And Joris, I also really like what you mentioned that if you are upgrading in some way, like adding a new offer or repackaging your offer in a way that delivers more value, this is also a chance for you to increase prices. And the thing is that for you to increase prices, of course, you need to have demand at the previous price. If you don't have enough demand on the previous price, it's like why increase prices?
100% agree. Um, uh, and this goes back to you realizing, did you even set your original price point correctly? I mean, that's a different conversation. But if considering the fact that you have, yeah, if you don't have demand on your current price, what are you pricing? You need to completely reimagine and redo your market research and product and service offerings, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And again, the other thing that's part of the title today of the conversation was losing customers. It's okay to lose some customers as long as the numbers make sense. And the thing is that when you increase prices, actually you're dealing with people, usually you deal with people who are less demanding, people who are less of a pain in the ass customers. So this is one of the other things that you can move to more affluent market where it would be even easier to work with these people. So uh, don't do it just like don't increase your prices just because I want to increase my prices. Like look for these things like economic changes, adding more value, repackaging things, having that demand on the demand on the current price that's overwhelming you. Like don't wait for it to overwhelm you actually. Like once you see that your pipeline is actually full, or if you have like a product that you're a physical product that you're selling where like you're actually sold out, then maybe you need to increase your prices. So look for these things and go from there. And again, run the numbers to see that, okay, if I increase my prices with 50% and my customers drop by 20%, I'm still making more revenue. If my customers drop by 50%, I'm kind of even. And then if my customers drop more than 50%, then I'm in deep shit. So I could run the numbers to see what they look like and experiment. Like this is one of the things as well that as business owners, we are testers. We experiment. We run all these tests to see what happens and see how it goes. And again, a lot of times people surprise you and they react in a way that is like, oh, wow, you should have doubled your prices, not increase them only by 50%. So what I would encourage you for today, I know it's the end of the week. I know the weekend is coming. So very small action item for today is just think about it. Like, is any of these factors playing a role? Like, are your margins shrinking because of increased costs? Is there too much demand for your current price? Or is there anything more valuable that you can add, like something that you can package it, that you can create more, even more perceived value? Think about like one of these three things. And if there is anything that's playing a role right now and it's a factor right now, then think about increasing your prices and not just think, like go experiment and go increase your prices. If none of this applies at the moment, then this is okay. It's not the time right now. So again, just for today, small action item, evaluate these 3 factors and see if any of this applies to you.
Very nice session, Anna. Thank you for your insights. Really enjoyed it. And happy Friday to everyone. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. And we will see you on Saturday.
Yes, we'll see you tomorrow when we're wrapping up the week by reviewing what we talked about Monday to Friday. So if you missed any of the episodes, tomorrow is for you. So you can see whether there was anything interesting. Thanks, Joris. Have a wonderful Friday. And yeah, we'll be back tomorrow with another episode of More Than Just Task Management, your favorite daily podcast where we help you build a thriving business. Bye.
Thanks, Anna. Bye.
Bye.